Inside the Circle, Season 4, Episode 2. Sean, things are crazy. Things are crazy. We told you things were going to be changing up for this season. And guess what? It's here. We got, rest of the week is no more. Rest of the month. T-shirts, gone. We got sweatshirts now. Guess what else we got going on? An uptick in sponsorship that brings us new equipment and a green screen. Sean, if you want a sunny beach, we got that. Guess what else you want? No, you actually probably don't want this, but we got igloos in Alaska. Ooh, that's cold. We can get that.
We can go surfing. We can do anything. We can do anything.
We can do anything we want. And sponsors, nothing but love for you. We appreciate you doing all that you do. So, Sean, a lot of things change. A good number of things change as we go through the season. Inside the Circle, things change. But some things that don't are recaps. We are recognizing and celebrating the accomplishments of the hardest working high school athletes in Central Ohio.
We have to put that on the shirt. That is like Mark Neiman's slogan. It's gotta go on the shirt.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold. Let me tell you about it. Events this we weren't here last week, so we've got 2 weeks to cover. So we got to get this. We got to jump right into it.
Before we give you a present time.
12:05, December 5th. We had a number of tournaments. For any result that you know occurred. An event that occurred that you don't see any result or we don't talk about results, it's on the website. Just go to the website. I guarantee it's there.
It's there.
Look under the results tab. Everything you wanted and never wanted for Central Ohio Wrestling is on the website.
You know what we're really trying to do with all this technology, the shirts, the sweatshirts? What are we really trying to do? We're trying to convert the people who watch the show to people who like the show. I mean, we're just chipping away at you guys. Slowly but surely we're getting you there. But the day comes when we have a majority of people who like the show as opposed to a majority of you guys who just watch the show.
That is right, Sean. I think you nailed it. We ought to put that on a shirt. Thousands of people watch. Only a few like.
Let's start rambling. This is technology. We could go forever. We'll start at the sales.
The sales, the Pizarro. Right on. Pizarro Memorial. The champions. Team champions, Olentangy Liberty walks away as a bit of a split squad, let's be honest.
It's a little bit of a split squad there. Maybe the middle guys got a little bit of action before their other guys did there.
True.
Really had a great showing there. They had 7 champs. That's a lot of champs with a mixed squad. Bexley gets second with 2 champs. Yeah. The homeschool, did they get a champ, Mark?
Yes, they did. Cameron Koo at 145 pounds, buddy. Great job. Love it when the homeschool gets a champion. For whatever reason, I don't know. I just like it.
I do. It's good. It's good.
Probably because we
know why? Because we know the hard work it takes into putting a tournament on, moving the max, getting people to help, and to have a hometown champion win is just good for the school and to show appreciation to all the hard work that the volunteers put on behind the scenes. That's why I like it myself.
I was going to say the same thing, so I won't repeat
that.
You was. Let's move to the Bad Apple Brawl up there in Mount Vernon. Bad Apple. It's a brawl. It was a brawl.
Who won that tournament?
You know doggone well.
Tell me who won. Tell the good people.
You people, do you want to know?
I want to know who won the tournament.
Dublin Kaufman walked away.
Dublin Kaufman, the team that I've been getting beat up about for 2 weeks. You're telling me they won this tournament by, let's say, almost 170 points, down 3 starters? Leave me alone, people. I know what I'm talking about. As Mark said, this was all about Dublin Kaufman.
It was.
Down 3 starters and just absolutely red shot.
How many champs they had?
They had 3 champs, a couple other people in the finals, placers galore from here to Mississippi. I'm telling you, had a great showing.
Tri-Valley?
Tri-Valley gets second. What's the question?
Did the home school have a champion?
Mark, yes, you got it, buddy. Did the home school have a champion? Not only did they have a champion, they had 3 champions.
Ooh, so can I guess?
Maybe, but you're not good at this.
I'm not good at this.
You put this guy on the spot, he'll fall like a tent.
Hayes at 106.
Yes.
Hinkle.
Yes. And our man, who's our guy?
Our guy.
Ben Tate! Ben Tate, our guy Ben Tate's back in the mix, man.
I'm not really good at this.
Back at this, so Ben Tate's at 45. Love him at that weight class. Excited to see him going forward. So great tournament all around. A great starting point for not only Dublin Kaufman, but for everybody involved.
Let's talk about the third tournament that we're going to be covering today for December 5th. It was the one you attended, Olentangy Invite out of Lewis Center, Olentangy.
Right.
Talk a little bit about what you saw.
That was just a great overall tournament. Like, it was a barn burn between Lakota West and the Lancaster Gales there for team supremacy there. Lakota won. I think they actually won in the last match to up end Lancaster 209.5 to 207.5.
Oh, this is a recap of last year, if you'll recall.
Crazy finish there, but a good showing. Lancaster had a couple champions. The home team did have a champion. Xander Gore looked phenomenal at 138. This
Yes.
kid's really going to be a player again this year. The loose winner for Lancaster. I mean, it was just a good day of wrestling. Gio DeSabato beat the kid from Eds in a great match. So it was a good day. It was another good starting sport. Hilliard Bradley was there. It was just a lot of local schools. Josiah Harrell beats Jimmy Thompson, beats Stratton. That was 170, as we'll get to later in the individual. 170 is just off the hook at Derby this year, and both tournaments we went to has really had some phenomenal fields at 170. But before getting into invitationals anymore, let's just
individual rankings.
Right, we'll just
if we just recap those three, if you did not hear a result that you wanted to, just check the website. We've got stuff on there from December 5th. Yeah. December 5th. December 5th results are there. Also, the week of December 7th through the 12th, we had some dual meets intersprinkled in there, along with
Are they on the results on the show there too? Or
on the website? Yes, most certainly.
Remember that old spaghetti commercial spaghetti sauce? Like, it's in there. When they asked about, no. Okay, maybe
You're putting me on the spot again,
maybe
Sean.
You're too young. Maybe you're too young. Before I really get crazy, let's move on to 12 tournaments.
Yes.
7 tournaments.
Ironman, Olentangy Liberty, the Firehouse up at Big Walnut, Logan Chieftains, Whitehall Dan Gardner Duels, the Kilted Classic, and the Wolfpack Duels.
Oh my God!
Let's go, Ironman, go!
Okay, Ironman. You know, I talked about at the beginning of the season like this. This is just a golden era in Central Ohio wrestling. And I know maybe Circleville wasn't considered, but I do think it is a Central District team. They've trained with us a lot. They're up here a lot. I mean, they were until last Wednesday going to be in our sectional district and in OSHA. We're not being funny. They really changed it within a week of where Circleville is going to go as their district. But Keaton wins it at 106 and a great thing. And then we went on the other end. So we're the bookend champs.
Yes.
T-shirt pretty much demolishes the field, pins in the finals. That was great. Brusco gets fourth. Maddox gets third. I mean, it was really a great showing for the limited number of kids we sent up there. Really had success. Other people who didn't place, like Martinez wins a match, Weimer wins a match.
Yes.
So they all won matches to show, hey, we can compete. We can compete at this level of competition. So great job to everyone who went up to Medina.
Now, you did not, or Ironman. You missed in Medina.
I said Medina?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Ironman, no problem. We're looking forward. Yes, we're looking forward. But relax.
All this new technology has got me all screwed up. I'm looking in the wrong places now.
Olentangy, Liberty ran their nationwide Liberty Classic as well on the 12th. And Sean, you were there.
I was there. Liberty had a little bit more kids come to the play there at the.
So they're building steam.
They have 60 kids on the team. I think they're slowly getting to be a full team. There's still 2 kids, Carson.
Karchalava.
I'll never get right. Sorry, Carson. I will never pronounce that right. And Kyle Lawson have yet to debut for him, but I expect over the next couple of weeks they will slowly get into it. But they had a lot of champions. They won, I think, by around 150 points. The marquee weight again was 170, where Trevor Lawson beats JoJo Terry in the finals. Jimmy Thompson gets 4th. I mean, Colton Carroll gets 5th. A weight class where a state qualifier gets 5th to all Central District kids shows the dominance of this weight in Central Ohio. My God.
That's rough.
Carroll's my boy. 2nd. Tate's Valley gets 3rd. They also had a champ with Cameron Latham. They had another finalist with Ormstein, and they had another finalist with Aller at 220. So great showing for them as well.
Excellent. Let's move across town to the Kilted Classic. This is picking up steam for one of my favorites. Aside from the fact that it's called the Kilted Classic, I love that. You bring in some tough competition like Westerville North, Marysville. You bring in teams like that, you're going to have, and Medina comes down. I mean, just some tough competition. Sean, break down the top 2 or 3 teams. How did that break out for us?
Yeah, Marysville comes out on top. I think they won by around 40 points. Besting Westerville North, who was down 2 starters though. They were down Goldsmith and they were down their 220. I think if they were there, they probably would have beat Marysville. I mean, I'm going to throw it out there. I know you guys are going to get on me, but I think I would have taken Westerville North, a team that is really picking up steam. I think the big match for them was Grant pinning Sharp at
26.
That was a big win for them. And another exciting tournament. Was there any other local schools there? Marysville did have 4 champs.
I'm sure there were. Jeez. I'm sure there were.
Marysville did have 4 champs with Walker Hurd is up at 38. Marsh is at 45. I don't know if they're just getting in the weight corner or going to slide back down. Hoskerman wins.
Yes.
And then Shatterfield wins at 95. So great showing for those guys.
That is awesome stuff. Now, come back down to Worthington Kilbourne. They had the Wolfpack Duels. Your winners. Hilliard Davidson
beats a mixed Mason team. I know Mason had some of their kids at Liberty and they had some of their kids at the Wolfpack Duels, but great showing. Davidson does come on top.
Question about Mason. You think they brought one bus up?
Why are you stealing my line? Before the show, we were going to do Periscope, we didn't. I was marking like, hey, Worthington, Kilbourne, and Liberty are only separated by maybe 4 miles. Do you think they brought one bus? For the record, I said they brought one bus, but this clown, who really doesn't know anything, says, no, they probably brought 2. Really? Did they really bring 2?
I don't know, man. I'll have to ask Coach
I am going to ask him when they're at the
cruiser
invitation. We're just 2 clowns just rambling here. Let's go all the way to Florida South. We can go to the district, and that would be at Logan. You were there.
I was there, and it was great. Logan displayed dominance over the field. Absolute dominance from start to finish. They must have had 10, 11 guys placed in the top 4. They asked, and it wasn't even home cooking bracketing either. You know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't. You see a lot of that.
I do see a lot. Trust me, I run 4 tournaments a year. Trust me, I know what that is all about. Logan, they had tough 6. They had tough 26. They had tough 32. I could go all the way to heavyweight.
Champ.
Oh yes, 95. They did have a champ. They beat Groport Madison.
Right.
I'm telling you, these guys.
Champ at 132.
Yes,
yeah,
Garen. I think the brothers or cousins there. Logan did a great job. They railed up in Fairfield Union and Nelson, New York. Nelson, New York's been a bit of a state power for a long time.
Division 3, they've really got a solid team there.
I really like what I saw. Boy, I'll tell you what, them Yinger boys know how to wrestle. They had a kid named Steeman, 160. Boy, that kid is a stud too. He ended up getting second, but Logan walks away champs.
Logan walked away champs. Would you say it was a case of too many chieftains and not enough Indians?
Sean,
that's gold.
That's gold. That's good.
Come on, man, that's gold. That's kind of funny. It's the oldest joke in the book. Chieftains, not enough.
Hey, that's pretty good. Let's talk Whitehall.
Okay.
Let's talk Whitehall.
We're going to travel back up?
Yes.
Back up to Columbus.
The Dan Gardner duels, they've been doing this for I don't know how many years. Oh, geez, it has to be 10 years they've been doing it. Dan Gardner
it's probably close.
Duels, they bring in teams from all over, they score it, and who walked out away on top on that one?
The home team did. They bested Grove City 387 to 381, and probably
yeah, that's right.
Again, probably come down to a barn burner there.
Yeah, I think they bring in 6 teams. Everybody wrestles each other.
Right, yeah. Don't meet scoring.
Yep,
so.
no problem. That's good. And the last one we're going to mention is the Firehouse Classic up at Big Walnut, and the team we had pegged for the Division 3 top in the area, Northmore, walks away your champs. But I think, as you mentioned, they needed those pins.
That was an absolute barn burner.
Barn burner. Good thing they had the Firehouse on and near. That was bad. Sorry. Go ahead.
Leave the bad jokes to me now. I'm the guy who's on fire here. Actually, as Mark said, that was really a close finish. Northmore wins 244.5 to 243.
Over Sheridan.
Hey, Mark, do you know what happens at 212 degrees?
212 degrees. Water boils.
Water boils. What happens at 211?
Well, it doesn't for nothing.
Nothing happens at 211. So you never know, guys. The extra effort you put in or the extra effort you don't put in could change the outcome of something.
You sound like a coach right now.
Some guy getting a pin could have been the difference, or a kid getting pinned could have been the difference.
You're absolutely right.
You never know. You never know.
You know what I'm guessing? Both coaches are going through their brackets, their finalized brackets, looking at them thinking,
saying, how did we win this, or how did we lose it?
Yes, most certainly. Everybody wants the big trophy coming home. Everybody does. Well, Sean, we've got upcoming events coming up. This weekend tournaments, we have North Canton Hoover, very well represented by Central District.
How do you spell that?
I'm not going to tell you. We have a handful or a half dozen teams heading up there. North Canton Hoover, are you heading up there?
I will be up at North Canton Hoover on both days, Friday and Saturday. As Mark said, there's a great representation of Central District up there. We'll have Dublin Kaufman, Dublin Jerome, Olentangy of the Lewis Center, Logan, Central Crossing, and Watkins Memorial. I've really heard a lot about this team. A lot of coaches have been feeding me like, hey, keep an eye on Watkins Memorial. That's 6 teams up there wrestling in a great environment. To see some of our kids wrestle top level competition really gives us an idea of how good not only those teams are, but our individuals of those teams are as well.
Excellent. What else we got?
We also got the Delaware Super Quad, which I was going to go to, but I think Delaware's still trying to work their team out. Liberty is still working out their kids.
Good point.
Lancaster has their returning placer, Colton Chase, bummed up a little bit. He won't be there. But you will have Delaware, Lancaster, Springboro, Delaware Hayes, obviously. And I think there's one more team. I'm not sure who that team is. I know Coach Heffernan told me, but I can't remember. But again, I will probably be another good day of wrestling, highlighted by the 170 showdown of Trevor Lawson coming off that huge win up at Liberty, taking on Superstar Max Wright. God, I wish I was there to see that match.
I'll see what I can do about getting some footage.
Oh, I was going to say, maybe we can wait for them to hold that match to Sunday so we can go watch it.
Oh,
do you have that kind of pull?
I do not have that
You don't have that kind of pull.
No, I do not.
That's probably must see. If you're local and you ain't got nothing going on, I think I'd want to go just for that match alone.
Let me think who's on the teams, and we'll see if we can't get some Periscoping
What else do we got going on?
Oh, one more event going on that week. Groveport Madison is hosting the Tom Sparks Memorial, and I'll tell you, I'm excited about it.
I just got one question. Is this your 4th or 5th tournament you've held so far this year?
This will be our second.
These guys run some tournaments, man.
It'll be our second of 3, but this one has special. The reason Mark Neiman is standing here involved in wrestling is because of Tom Sparks. Just passed away about 3 months ago. He is his son was a dear friend of mine, and I stayed the night at his house. We played baseball, football, and traveled.
Did you wrestle?
We wrestled together.
Okay.
We only wrestled a couple times in an actual tournament.
Well, you went to his house and played baseball, football.
Yes.
Did you play wrestling?
No, I meant like in leagues,
I got
local
you.
leagues. So we just wanted to do something. He's the reason that I stuck around wrestling. He was always encouraging on and off the mat, and just a great guy. And I stuck with the sport, and mainly because my brother did. But Tom had a good influence on that, so we wanted to, just offer up some just honor to him. So that's what we got going on that week. Yep, no problem. Before we end, we always do one thing. It's the top 10 in the Central District, D1. So let's get on it. Let's get on it.
Wow.
So, Sean, go ahead. I'll just stand here. Yes, you can still look at
This week we're going to start at the bottom. At number 10, we're going to stick with the Chieftains of Logan. As Mark said, they came out, they won their tournament pretty handily. We're going to see them in North Canton Hoover this following week. A team, again, that's going to kind of wrestle out of the way schedule, so we're not going to know what they have. But again, I don't think they did anything to hurt themselves at number 10. At number 9, we're going to stick with Hilliard Darby. Team, I think to this point, has only wrestled one duel against Grove City. They beat them by around 18, 20 points, I believe. We'll see them in action a little bit later in the season up at Medina, which is always a great showing. So they themselves have done nothing to move up or move down, so we'll leave them at number 9. Number 8, we're going to move Tays Valley down a spot. Even though they got a solid third at Liberty, they did lose a couple of their upper weights to injuries and guys who just want to play football, so they're a little thin there. So we moved them down. They still have Latham, Carroll, and Olmstein.
Yes.
Toting the line for them, so we'll move them to number 8. At number 7, we're going to move up Westerville North, coming off that nice second place finish at the Kilton Classic. Again, I think they probably would have won that. They had the 2 starters in there. So I like where this team is headed. Again, they had a great showing down at the Mueller Doles.
Yeah.
Dolesmith beats Bryan, who's ranked 2nd at 170 down there. I think they went 2 and 3, but I think they didn't have a full team. But I really like where this team's headed. And again, the sheer numbers that this team has is just going to keep them in play with almost anybody they wrestle. At number 6, we got into number 6. We're going to move Marysville down. And I know they just won the Kilton Classic, but I don't know. I think that this team that had 6 was wrestled well. We're going to move them up. But Marysville, again, they went 4-1 at their own duels, losing to only Graham, which, is what it is. And then getting first at the Kilton Classic with 4 champions. So, team to watch out for. They will be down at the Coaches Classic, and then we'll see them at Brecksville in 2 weeks as well. So, maybe get a little bit of action. Number 5. L-Town, the Gales of Lancaster. I really like this team from top to bottom. They have a decent wrestler in every weight. I really don't think anyone beats Eric DeLuz. I don't think anyone comes close to beating Eric DeLuz at 82. That's going to be a lot of points. They just
put a target on the kid's back.
I don't think it matters to this
team.
It doesn't. 220 heavyweight. They're just a good, solid team. Mark said got 3rd, 4th, at, maybe 4th at Liberty there.
Yeah.
Good showing. They got 2nd by nose to Dakota West, Olentangy the week before, so good solid team, excited to see them. At number 4, CCHS, had really haven't done anything. They went down to Circleville. I don't think they had a lot of the starters in because of the Ironman. They did have a good showing with the people they did have down there. As Mark talked about earlier, a teacher wins Ironman. Maddox gets 3rd in a tough weight, so I expect him to be the tournament team that we all expect him to be. New number 3, we're moving Delaware down a spot. A team that went 4-1, 3-1 down at the Harrison Doles.
Yeah, something like that. 3-2. 4-1, I do.
4-1, I think. The team has yet to get their team set. Again, Alpha may come into play injury. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I think their 6-pounder could be a player. Zach Williams, Juicebox, could be a player. Some guys that I was kind of wasn't sure about have really showed up for them, but we're
got to move them down.
We got to move them down. And number 2, it's Dublin Coffin. People stop yelling at me for Dublin Coffin. I don't know what your problem is. They win by 150, 170 without 3 starters. They're the team I knew they were. I knew this team was this good. I'm excited to see them in North Canton Hoover with all their starters back. Can this be a top 5 team up at North Canton Hoover?
Man, I tell you
that's the
what.
$1 million question. This team really is good, and I really think that this is a great tournament for that team. It's not the world beater of Ironman or Medina or Brecksville, but it's not, the bottom tier team either that are out there. I mean, it's going to be a step up from Mount Vernon, I guess, is what I'm looking at. There's going to be a lot of traditional powerhouses up at this tournament, and can they carry it over 2 days? Some teams you got to get kids away, you got to weigh in twice, stuff like that. I'm really excited to see them at Double Coffin, and right now they are number 2. At number 1, it's still Liberty. I mean, these guys are as good as advertised. The more I see them, the more I think they honestly do have a chance to be a state championship team down at the shot. I wasn't sure a couple months ago, but I think when I look at them now, I think their freshmen are kind of underrated, and I think some of the freshmen in the state for like Brecksville and other ones are kind of overrated. I mean, when you look at this team, I think they have 3 kids that honestly can be state champions, and one of them's probably a lock. And then you have Kyle Lawson and Bracken Mead. What's going on there? But again, I really like this team, and I joke with people I would give you 100 points in any team against Liberty at District, and I'm telling you what, I'll probably still do the best. So that's our top 10 right now. We'll be back.
Coming up soon with individual. 12:20.
12:20 will be our next show, but as Mark said, stick around. We're going to break down the weight classes individually, and now
you are inside the circle.